Luncheon on May 26th, 6:30. Please rise for pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Roxanne Tuskegee here.
Jonathan Silver here. Concur here.
So the next item on the agenda is 4:27, 26 minutes, and 5:11, 26 minutes. Do we have those? Okay. All right.
I will make a motion to accept as written. Yep.
Not for the 511.
All right, so we're
There's a
gonna,
number of changes that you.
all right, we'll do one at a time. We'll do one at a time. So for Monday, for the April 27th, 2026, Forney, you have made a motion.
To accept as written.
Okay, so I have a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Well, to accept as originally written,
Yes.
even with mistakes in there.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Tim?
Even with mistakes in there.
Such as mistakes as example. I mean, is it grammatical?
Yes.
So I don't think the grammatical, to me,
And spelling mistakes, I think that, okay. If you guys want to put them up as it is, fine.
so the motion is on there to accept the minutes as was. It was seconded. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Okay.
Now,
Now make a motion to
okay,
accept.
oops. All right, yeah, all right, sorry. Now the minutes from May 11th.
Motion to accept.
I believe there are a number of grammatical and spelling mistakes in there that need to be corrected.
When did we become that everything needs to be so perfect?
It's a government record.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to accept the minutes as written. Is there, we have, before we discuss them, is there a second?
Also,
All right, so now the discussion is Tim is concerned about the grammatical errors.
And there are things in there that, for example, let's saw his comment that says that we're losing money due to getting 2 per tax bill and selling for $5. That was never discussed by the board. It was agreed upon by the board. It's not a board statement, but it's in the minutes as a board statement.
Okay, where, I'm sorry, where is that?
It's out, number 8.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I'm a little slow here. All right. It says we are current, all right, so it says we are currently losing money due to giving 2 per tax bill and selling for $5 each. Is that just that sentence or the whole?
No, there are more.
Okay, well, I
When you
mean,
look back at the last 12 months of tonnage, usage to gain more insight as to rising costs. The tonnage is getting out of control in some areas. Some residents will need to look at either single family or home run of their business, of their houses. Again, another comment, another statement that was not attributed to anybody, but is not a board statement.
I think, well, I will say, I was on the phone for this, part of this, and I did make a comment, I believe
Then
I
we
made.
should add your name to it. You can edit.
I made a comment about, I think, we need to, I'm not saying, I didn't say look at either single or homes. I did make a comment about businesses being run out of homes, generating more garbage.
Then your name could be attributed to the fund.
And I don't, okay, so let's step back and say, so you're saying we currently losing money due to, that was not commented?
That is not a board comment. Nope.
All right, wasn't a board comment, was it a public comment?
I don't know. I don't remember.
No,
the board
right.
comment.
So,
But if it's public comment, it needs to be attributed to where it said it.
so I don't, okay. So I'm just gonna throw that out there and say, do we wanna remove that? Do we wanna keep it in? I mean, just say, I'm gonna throw out there any recommendations, so go ahead. Because I wasn't physically here, only on the part that I think until Casella, and then I had to drop off because I was getting so.
I mean, it never fails to make things more concise. You know what I'm saying? If we have questions, something, as long as the definite, motions and comments by that were triggered people in there. I don't have a problem removing something that we question whether it was said. I don't have a problem with that.
But if it was actually said, I don't think it matters whether it was somebody from the audience or the video.
It doesn't matter.
Comments, depending on what it is.
Something like this would be considered a board statement, would matter. Because this is reflecting, it's saying it's reflecting the comment and the attitude of the board. It's not something that the board agreed to vote on, then how can it be board comment?
Okay, so, all right, so let's just do, so there was that comment, there was the tonnage is getting out of, can you look back at the last 12 minutes, the tonnage is getting out of some residents, all right. So there's those, and any other comments?
All right, BOS comments.
Oh, wait, that's on the last page?
Yep.
Sorry. Okay. Public comment, US comment, I don't see BOS, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing BOS comment here. Oh, there it is, sorry. It's ahead. Yes.
Okay, that should be changed to Bonnie Gagnon inquired of confirming whether he's working on obtaining a computer for Conservation Commission. And confirmed that he's working on that.
Okay.
So again, we're missing part of the statement and the context part of it.
Okay.
Then Tim Kerman thanked Colin LeBron for her efforts in working with the Wakefield Lions Club to have the slow down Middleton signs installed throughout the town at no cost to the municipality. Something that was said during my comments and we're not put on there.
Okay. Any additional ones?
That's it as far as I can tell for comments that need to be corrected. Other than that, it's grammatical and spelling.
Okay. So,
So I'll rescind my motion
okay,
and
motion would be,
rescind it to, with the changes.
all right, so the changes we just discussed, meaning we're gonna remove, we are currently losing money due to $2 tax bill, giving 2 per tax bill and selling $5 each, and then, can we, so the comment then I guess is around the, can look back at the last 12 months of tonnage usage, gain some insight, the tonnage is getting under control in some, that should be areas, I think. I will say, I did make a statement about that, potentially we need to be looking at home-run businesses that generate more garbage. So we can add that in there, Kim, in around that statement that, maybe he says, look what he's saying.
What level was that?
That's number 8. And then in the BOS comments, to go ahead and add the comments that Tim just requested about Bonnie inquired about the conservation computer. The conservation computer, and Tim was working on it, and I believe your verbiage is in, which you probably updates, and then his comment about he thanked Colin for working on is it the slow down the Middleton? Yeah. Okay. So those are the amendments. So that's what you're making, Bonnie. It's all right. So that's what's on the floor.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we will sign that once those get. All right. So signature action items, land use change tax bills. Looks like we have one.
This is,
And it is for, it is for, looks like map 5, lot 46-1. It's 3.12 acres. That is located, it looks like on 25 Owen Way. It is map 5, lot 46-1. So I will look for a motion to accept that.
We'll make a motion to accept it.
Any discussion regarding it? None? Not hearing it? All those in favor? Where's today's date? 26th?
yes. That was all 5.
Tim, did you vote yes, no? Maybe?
I vote yes.
Okay. Let's take care of that one. People start to look at so it's going to be brought in colony tomorrow. So exactly. So the next item we have is warrant for unlicensed dogs. So this is to go to the police department pursuant to New Hampshire RSA 466:14 entitled warrant proceedings. You are hereby directed to proceed forward either to collect the fees due to the town of Middleton, to turn over the town court or seize an unlicensed dog for holding an inappropriate holding facility pursuant to New Hampshire RSA 466:16 entitled return. You have until 8/31/2026 to return this warrant with statement as to whether all unlicensed dogs in Middleton have seized and held under provisions of this chapter 11 complaints against all persons who have failed to comply with the provision. So I just looking for motion to accept the warrant for unlicensed dogs.
You know what
We have 21 pages.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The next item we have is property tax credits and exemptions. We have one, and it's recommended approval from Avatar. It is map 12, lot 5, sublot 3. It looks like I read that correctly. Well, it's a veteran's tax credit. It's all veterans tax credit. There's 2 pages to sign on that. So I'm looking for a motion to accept the property tax credit exemption for this veterans tax credit for map 12, lot 5, sublot 3, I believe. So Bonnie's made a motion. Looking for a second. Any discussion? Seeing as there are none, motion to take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
So you just a page on your side.
Who did,
So
Tim?
the first one is like the second page.
Second page, and Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not want to sign it?
I
Oh,
signed it already.
no, there's 2 pages.
I understand that. Why wouldn't I want to sign it? I find it.
Well, just pick.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
You know, sometimes that don't make sense, that's not. So the next item we have is old business, Mr. Silva from the Lane Road. The floor is all yours.
Last week you asked me for hand drawing, I'm not an artist. That's what it was from in its original conception, but we've kind of scaled it back now. In 2 weeks, when the culvert project goes through, I've got prices to fix everything that was damaged on the other property. So the intention here is just to continue the culvert. We're looking to redirect the water more towards the back of the property. From the culvert and the 3 lots that the town owns, I'm getting inundated with water every time it rains when the snow melts. Not trying to fill the whole lot with, if and when we do, if we start it in the fall, you can see it's about 2/3 of the lot cut off in an angle, so the water can still flow back to the creek. I'm not trying to, and everyone else around me, behind me, up is higher. The only one that may at some point, and I see him having issues anyways, is the guy that just walked a lot across the lake shore. So I'm not trying to fight the water, I'm not trying to bury the water, I'm just trying to keep it going where it flows so I can have some usable lot.
Yeah, but I can see you got the riprap in there that you talked to Dan about, that, so it won't connect with our culverts, so we won't get any problem with not being able to reach down far enough.
No, I believe that there's a 4-foot riprap trench there, the town put in already, the plan is to pick the culvert up on the other end of that, and not that. So the culvert would be buried, but high enough just to keep that water from the extra lots going in, but we'll let it go in the back.
Yeah, it's all entirely on your property, too.
Yes.
So, given that, I'm not sure if there needs to be a motion, or I guess go ahead and accept the improvements that you want to do, inputting the owner culvert on your property to divert the water from going into your front yard.
I'll make a motion, last week, or 2 weeks ago, we'll allow him to do it.
Okay, and so Tim's made the motion, may I have a second?
I'll second.
Jonathan seconded. Any discussion? Seeing as a comment, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
So we can have some little swimming pond in the back instead, right?
Yes. I watched it the other day when it just started trickling over the road, and then 6 hours later, it was just flowing all over.
I was extremely happy to see the fire department down there 3 hours and stuff.
Oh, yeah, he said that they came down to.
And it was still, thank you.
When did they plan on starting that?
June 2nd,
Okay,
Next
so
week.
yeah.
hopefully no more rain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck.
That time, thank you.
Okay, so the next item we have on our agenda is the fire and security quotes, review looks lower from Cunningham. So everybody's had a chance to review these, and I Scott provided quotes and went over them in the last meeting. Are we ready to move forward with a decision?
So it was.
Sorry, Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was off.
Yeah, we went with the Burns.
Oh, okay.
So, hold on.
All right.
We voted to go with what seemed to be the lowest. But Scott has since come back and talked to him, and I've overheard it, that the one we thought was the lowest is actually not going to be the lowest, because Cunningham already has their system installed here, so to take that system out, put the new system in is going to cost a lot more.
Well, do we have a price for that? Because I have
Numbers for that.
an opinion about that.
I guess the.
Okay, go ahead, because what you know we're discussing, all right, so I wasn't on the call when this happened, so a motion was made to go with DM Burns. And because they were the lowest quote, correct?
Yes,
And that's to do all buildings,
yes.
right? Okay, 'cause like I said, I wasn't in it.
But
So
it
now-
doesn't state all the equipment. Dan Burns, it doesn't state all the equipment that's gonna be in.
So wait a minute, so DM Burns' quote that they provided us wasn't the full quote? So do we know how much more it would be?
I thought I heard something like 16, is that right?
I don't
I don't remember what it was. It was the,
What do you got to tell me?
No, I'm looking at it right now, I'm
Yeah.
seeing equipment listed here
Is this the
what
one?
Scott had
Burns?
told.
from DM Burns.
Okay, so let's get some let's just get some clarity on this and whatnot, because I am inclined to say, and again, I wasn't part of that hearing what was discussed or whatever, but I am inclined to DM Burns, because they're more local. Cunningham is out of Mass, and I know that we had gotten grief from them for having to come up and work on our system, you know, and they're gonna charge us a service call, and it's like, I don't know. So, I'm inclined to stay with the Dan Barons for now, but I would like to get some clarity on, is this gonna be an additional cost? Because we were not aware of that based off of the quote that we had. Is everybody okay with that? I mean, I don't know, I mean, what's the fate, Tim? I mean,
My complaint is what's going. I would like to have more information. So if this was discussed beforehand, then why weren't we sent email with all the information
right,
to be able to review it before the meeting? Because now we're going to be 2 weeks out from a year since we started the process, if not longer.
yeah, I can't do anything about that, but
I understand that, but that's what my allegation is. That's what the face is.
right, I wanna know why all of a sudden there's an additional cost when that why wasn't that included on the original?
And why didn't we get information about the supposed additional cost or about what was going to be cheaper or whatever? And all of a sudden, it's just new information that we're expected to digest here.
So, Mike, can you follow up with Scott regarding this, please? Alright, so we'll, more to come. So that goes on the old business for next meeting. New business, Janet Kalar. Oh, she's on here, okay. I know there was something. The next item is, the planning board, the planning board met last Thursday night, and we had a gentleman interested in joining the board, because we were our one member down. So to become a 5-person board, we were looking for someone to fill that spot in. Ron Stark showed up, and he is more than willing to sit on the planning board. So I said I would come to the meeting and, ask the Board of Selectmen to go ahead and appoint him to the planning board. So it's something we'd like to make that.
Make a motion for Ron Stark to be appointed to the planning board.
Okay. Someone like to second that?
I will.
Tim, thanks. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So I will let Christine know that, and then he'll know that he needs to come in to fill out the paperwork with the town clerk tax collector. Okay, one other item that didn't get on here because it just came in today, we got an email from John Mullen, and he is resigning from the VLAP and the milfoil activities. He said attached are 2 letters of resignation from VLAP and milfoil activities. This was not an easy decision for me, but I felt the time was right to step aside. I truly enjoyed being involved in these efforts over the years, and I'm very grateful for the support, cooperation, and friendship shared with the members of the commission, town officials, and the community. I wish everyone continued success and all the best in the future, John Mullen. So very sad to see that he will be stepping down, but truly understand that, you know, it's good for you. I will open it for comments. We'll start with Tim.
None.
John.
You don't have
I will make a board comment. I was sad to see that our oldest town resident passed away this past Friday. Priscilla Kimball, everyone knows her as Sid.
Really?
She was 103, lived at 104 in July. So that's sad. Barney.
I'm very sorry to hear about that. And then the rec is collecting goods for a mini sale, which the mini sale will be Sunday, June 28th at Middleton Elementary School, and we're collecting home goods, toys, no clothing, but we are collecting clothing for insurance, or there are.
Operation Child boxes.
Yes, it's boxes that they send overseas from the kids, and this helps support that. So we're collecting those for them. So we will take gently used clothes and gently used home goods, tools, toys, stuff that's good for kids.
Okay.
We have to move our penny bingo
Oh,
because
yes.
the school,
The candy bar bingo.
we had it for next Friday,
Oh, when's it
but the school's not doing a town show on that day, so instead of making people choose which one to go to, because they're at the same exact time, we're gonna move ours.
So you're moving your bingo.
So we have a meeting tomorrow night and we will discuss that and we will
Okay, so that's tabled just to let the CD, okay.
So we'll take drop-offs with any sort of warrant and do a meeting as well.
Okay, so now we're looking at two public comments. None. Okay, seeing as there none, I'm going to make a motion, we do have non-pub, I think we have 3, maybe 4 items to discuss. I'm gonna make a motion to go into non-pub for RSA 91-8, colon 3, 2C, matters of which discussion in public would likely affect the person's reputation of that person. Other than a member of this board, unless such person requests an open meeting, this exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance of taxpayers in a waiver fee, fine, or levy based on the inability to pay for policy of the. And also RSA 91A, colon 3, Roman numeral 2E, consideration of application of pending claim or litigation which then directly in writing or filed against the board or any subdivision thereof or against any member thereof because of his or her membership thereon until the claim or litigation has been fully adjudicated. I can say that. Or otherwise settled. So, roll call to go into non-public. Roxanne, yes?
Yes.
Mine is very good.
Jonathan Silver.
Confirm, yes.
Okay,